Were they trying to do some honoring, and that was tonight, was honor the king with the maiden? It sounds absurd. It sounds completely absurd. Of course, where am I? I'm pulling Joseph's, in the Bible. And then of course my sister, her best friend, who I almost got put away for, is actually named Joseph. And they say, you know, he goes through things a little bit differently than other people do. Um, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying something is going on with this here tonight because were they going for that? Um, and is it the Kevin sense, the Cameron sense of the king? Do you want to look at it like that? The Cameron Kevin sense? Or do we look at it as it's about the springs? And that's the secret place of what you'll see tomorrow. First thing, you know. But it's not first thing because we've been going for a long time. And a lot of people don't understand that. And Grox, he says he lost teeth, and you can see the effect it has had on him, like a president going for so long. So, can we really blame him? Or is he manipulating a mirror and doing something with the Drake song, just took it off you know, the assembly line and got a few miles on it at Newport Beach bars, with all our girls, me and you, our girls. Who knows, you know? And then that's what the black race plays off of because he's getting with our girls, then they get with our girls. Then we're just, you know, we're totally prey to these things spiritually. And they come after us, and that's that's how it works, you know. And then we become that we have to be the giants. We have to be the Achilles going against the Boagrius. And who does that? The synagogue of Satan. Well, what is the synagogue of Satan? Sin, okay, which is Spain, right? So Spain, right? Well, sin is Cain. Sin is a Cain connection. It's the Y instead of the I. So it's the Y instead of it's the Y instead of the I, instead of Abel. So it's sin, it's Cain, okay, which is what we talked about in the actual comment, was that the queen was doing that with just took it off the assembly line, got a few miles on it. And Agog, um, Agog, BN the BNG, right? All of that they want to talk about both ways, confusing everyone, especially Jay Anderson. And Sin Ag Og, right? Og. It's be as hand, make a deal with UE. UE. Well, what's the UE? What's the UE, man? What's the UE? They got their shoes looking real clean, got their shoes looking real clean, man. And what did I tell you? That no man taketh your crown, man. No man takes it. Hold fast what thou hast. Remember that no man can take your crown. Hold fast with that house, that no man can take your crown. Written like that, At least that's what I'm counting on. That's all I got. So I say that doesn't sound very bar mitzvah. Well, I also have my faith in what I have gone through, and that it will never get that bad again. It doesn't matter if it's multitudes like on Charleston. It's 20 cops all lit up around me. It's never going to get that bad again because God said it won't. That's my faith. That's my faith, man. Like the dregs, it won't happen. It just won't. It won't matter if they try to, waterboard me. God will be there within the midst of the water and stop it from being a breathing, problem. So, that and I hope that you found it, man. I hope that you did, because you don't even really talk about what you've been through. You briefly mention it, but I just know that I can just tell that you're somebody that believes in these certain things and believes in God. And I'm deeply sorry that I protruded all of this bullshit with getting the springs of earth countries. I mean, I did what I thought was right, but part of me and my floodedness of the serpent, how he floods me, is then I get crazy. Like I'm like, oh, he's like me. Well, let him do this then. Let him, get the revelation started, That's how it was, man. It was a flood like, oh, I can tell he's like me. He's like me. He's persecuted like me. So he needs to do this or that without even like a thought of, no, man, like he's been through a lot. like, it's not, and part of that is the YouTubes, part of it is, but then part of it is like, I believe that verse that I'm talking about is only for me. So then it's like everything else is like, it doesn't matter, which is wrong. That's wrong. It's everyone's got their own part of the Bible. I should have been a Hatchmanite or something. I should have looked into things more and knew the code more, so then I could have faith on something small like that without it being what is the 4-day game of the whole thing, without it being the epitome of like getting out of the system. That's my faith, like, that in the scariness of, is it a massage, is it aliens, what, is it a mixture, is it us, what is it? So anyway, keep faith. I'm sorry, I'm a fool, okay, I'm sorry, but I love you guys, and I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say.